Hello and welcome back to another news video here for Final Fantasy XIV with me, Mioni, and the news hit the lodestone earlier today that the predicted itinerant Moogle event, actually titled The Moogle Treasure Trove, The Hunt for Philosophy, is about ready to kick off. They say on this page that there are items that can only be obtained from this event. It has no set schedule, and there are many rewards, including brand new items and other items you may have been after. Complete the objectives, they say, to collect the rewards, followed by a diagram actually showing that you challenge an objective and exchange them at the itinerant Moogle vendors in all 3 starting city-states to collect your rewards. So before we get to the actual rewards themselves, this event will be kicking off on Thursday the 30th of May, so next Thursday in fact, at 8 AM GMT until the launch of patch 5.0 and Shadowbringers release. There's a little write-up on the event's lore. In recent years, demand from collectors and historians has led to a surge of adventurers seeking tomestones, those mysterious relics of the Allagan Empire made to record and keep its secrets. Some small number of the artifacts, unique for the peculiar sort of knowledge contained within, have piqued interest of the eccentric. In particular, itinerant Moogles, who come bearing rare goods of their own to exchange for these irregular tomestones. So to take part, you will see during this event that certain duties on the duty finder will now have a Moogle icon next to them. This will indicate that the instance in particular will reward irregular tomestones upon its completion. They specifically note here that you cannot get tomestones from its completion if you do the duty unsynced or you join a party in progress, so there's no cheating there then. The most tomestones a run of something that you can get is actually 3, and Castrum Meridianum and the Praetorium story duties are the only ones that actually drop 3 tomestones. However, the Alliance raids, the Labyrinth of the Ancients, Circus Tower and the World of Darkness give 2 per completion, so that's already a massive amount faster with no cutscenes. And then there's Tamtara Deepcroft, Copperbell Mines, Thousand Moors of Totorak, Sunken Temple of Khan and the Stone Vigil that all give 1 tomestone per completion, so basically all of those original A Realm Reborn story dungeons. So what can you get for these tomestones, you might ask? Well, at any of the itinerant Moogles in any 3 of the city-states, Ul'dah, New Gridania or Limsa Lominsa lower decks, you can exchange tomestones for the following. For 100 tomestones, you can get the brand new and exclusive Namazu earrings. 100 may seem a lot for glamour, but I want this so very badly. If you want to know how good that looks, I did a video previously looking at Rowena, who actually wears it in the game currently. Seemingly special time-worn maps of a pack of 2 of those will actually cost you 50 tomestones, which actually might be special versions with higher drop rates of usual from the Lost Canal maps or something like that. They seem to be very similar to those, and there isn't any new dungeons added for those, so it's likely a guaranteed portal to one of the parts of Uznir and likely increased drop rates or something like that, so that might be worth going and doing, especially if you need some minions from those treasure map dungeons. The Pegasus mount whistle will cost you 50, and that's originally from the Diadem. The White and Rose Lana birds from Ravana Extreme and Bismarck Extreme respectively will cost you 50 each. The Answers Orchestrion roll costs 50. And then we have Zantetsuken, Hjalmir and Hjörk Lady, Odin weapon, helm and armor for 30 tomestones each if you want to look like Odin. And then there are the old world riding maps, which increase your mounted speed in areas such as Outer Lenosia, etc. All of those will cost you 30 each, and there's a whole bunch of them for pretty much every old world zone, so you won't have to do hunts for these in particular, you can just do the event if you still need some maps. The Drake Horn, Laurel Gobu Horn, Elbst Horn and Bomb Palanquin from the original A Realm Reborn Beast Tribes are also here for 30 tomestones each. The Ithon, Direwolf and Boreas whistles are 30 as well, so the Direwolf there, and then you've got Ithon and Boreas from 2 of the Extreme Mode Primals back in A Realm Reborn. There's also the Sleipnir Barding for 30, so you can make your Chocobo look like Odin's horse. MG Platinum cards are 30 each as well. Then there's actually some minions on here. The Magic Bucket, which is usually a rare fishing minion, is actually here for 15 tomestones. The Baby Brachiosaur, originally Finally, a gain from a notorious monster inside the Diadem is also here for 15 as well. The Pegasus Cult minion from Diadem that usually exchange currency inside Diadem to get it is also for 15 as well. The Wind-Up Calofisteri is 7 tomestones. Then there's the Toy Alexander minion and the Construct 8 minion from Maths Boss, are both here again for 7 tomestones. And then there's actually some triple triad cards for Brute Justice, Calofisteri, Alexander Prime and Yazimat for 7 each. The Smolder and Coming Home Orchestrion rolls will cost you 7 tomestones as well. And then we have some of the old Ifrit materials that would usually drop in the Extreme, both the Infernal Horns for 4 tomestones each, and the Demi Materia of the Inferno for 1 each when you exchange them. It's quite a selection of items, notably the old Beast Tribe mounts from A Realm Reborn, without having to do the Beast Tribes themselves, may be seen as an irritation by many in the community that have already done that. Likely the stuff from Diadem will be welcomed due to the lack of interest in Diadem these days, and ultimately there's a few pieces I would collect from this event myself, including of course that amazing Namazu earring. It's going to be an interesting event to say the least, presumably to try and get players to involve themselves in the leveling content and help morph through the story bottlenecks surrounding dungeons less frequently ran than others. I would say that it would have been more useful for the Heavensward dungeons to be included in this as well, as I find more people have queue time issues there than they do in A Realm Reborn. But for the most part, this event seems to be okay, and hopefully people go through that without having to resort to boosting their character's level. Let me know what you think about the items on offer from this event. Are you irritated about the Beast Tribe mounts or anything else being on here? What do you think in general? Let me know. Thank you all kindly for watching, and I'll see you all next time.